Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unwoke Thoughts. Big show today. Big show. Happy Saturday. I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. It is the weekend. Yes, it is. We made it. We all made it to the weekend. Very excited. But we do have a lot to talk about. A lot is going on. The Olympics, Donald Trump. Now, this is pretty crazy, guys. Donald Trump, he has pulled the ultimate gangster move. Yes, Donald Trump, I mean, we knew he was a gangster. And no, I'm not talking to him walking out to his rally in Florida to many men. He walked out to his rally in Florida to many men. Many men wish death upon. Yeah, that's not the gangster move that I am talking about. The gangster move I am talking about is that Donald Trump has announced that he is going back to the city where his attempted assassination took place. And he says he's going back for a big, beautiful rally. And that's not all, guys. That's not all. This is one that kind of concerns me a little bit. I mean, this might be too gangster for me. He has also responded to the Secret Service request that he stop doing outdoor rallies. We're going to get into that, but can you guess what he said? Guess what Donald Trump said when the Secret Service requested him to stop doing outdoor rallies. I'll let you guess down below in the comments. But Tucker Carlson and John Jr. are at the Bitcoin conference, and the two were spotted riding together on a bus. Yes, looks like a fun time. The FBI has finally said that Trump was, in fact, struck by a bullet. Yeah, they finally came around. I don't know if you guys remember that Newsweek article that said, oh, Donald Trump may not have been struck by a bullet. And then in the article, they're talking about Christopher Wray saying that he wasn't sure if it was a bullet or a shrapnel. But finally, the FBI has come out, not Christopher Wray himself, but I think it was just an FBI statement, and said, okay, we concede Trump was struck by a bullet. But Lindsey Graham may have had something to do with it. I'm going to get into that. I'll show you why I think that. We have a parody of a Kamala Harris campaign ad that is making its rounds on X. It was even tweeted out by Elon Musk, and it is amazing. It is awesome. You have to check this out. So we're going to take a look at it. Kamala's border problems are not over. They actually just got much worse. Almost 100 illegals were dropped off at her residence in D.C. So let's see how she likes it. Let's see how she likes it. This is, of course, happening all over the country. And it is putting incredible burden on already strained communities. So enjoy Kamala Harris. Enjoy the illegal immigrants at your front door. I hope you get thousands more. The 2024 Paris Olympics opening ceremony featured strange anti-American symbolism, sacrilegious imagery, drag queens, and children. Yes, very odd. Not surprising, but odd. J.D. Vance says that people with kids should pay lower taxes, and Kamala's campaign attacked him over this. They did that. But this should comfort you because it's official. They aren't bringing their best and brightest. They're attacking J.D. Vance for saying that people with children should pay lower taxes. Okay. Yeah, agreed. Everyone agrees. And finally, the Pentagon can't account for $8 billion in Ukraine aid. That's odd. It's a little weird. Crazy stuff. But before we get into the show, guys, if you could leave a like on this video, that really helps me out a lot. It helps me get seen in more feeds. And if you enjoy this video, consider subscribing. But let's get into it, guys. Donald Trump has said that he is going back to Butler, Pennsylvania, and the ultimate gangster move, going back to the scene of the crime where he got shot. Donald Trump It's like, I'm going back, and I'm going to do a big, beautiful rally. This is what he said on True Social, guys. Crazy stuff. I mean, this is genius to me. Brilliant. I will be going back to Butler, Pennsylvania for a big and beautiful rally honoring the soul of our beloved firefighting hero, Corey, and those brave patriots injured 2 weeks ago. What a day it will be. Fight, fight, fight. Stay tuned for details. So I think this is a brilliant political move. Not only does it make him seem strong and unafraid, unfearful as to what happened, unaffected by what happened, but on the other side of the coin, it makes him look compassionate. He's going back to the scene where one of his supporters was brutally slain by the attempted assassin. So I 100% endorse him doing this. Absolutely. And it really does. It shows that he is not fearful of what happened. And something I really don't endorse, though, that Donald Trump is doing. I'm a little bit dubious about this, guys. Because, I mean, all of the anomalies that happened that Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania, just really kind of shocked me. And I think it still is shocking to a lot of people out there. The Secret Service asked Trump, this was about a week ago, this came out in the news, they asked Trump not to do outdoor rallies anymore. And I was like, I think I covered the rally directly after Donald Trump's attempted assassination. It was right after the RNC. And I said, Trump is probably not going to be doing any more outdoor rallies. The one that I covered was an indoor one. But Donald Trump has responded to the Secret Service after they asked him to stop doing outdoor rallies. And this is what he said. In true Trump fashion, he says, I will continue to do outdoor rallies, and Secret Service has agreed to substantially step up their operation. They are very capable of doing so. No one can ever be allowed to stop or impede free speech or gathering. So, just, I mean, what a brave guy. Guys, I don't know if I would have the guts after what happened to continue to do outdoor rallies. I don't know, because watching what happened that day and kind of getting into some of the details and some of the stories and watching the videos of these people pointing out Thomas Matthew Crooks on the roof, the law enforcement not doing anything, the fact that that building was mysteriously left unguarded, unsecured, there was no one up in the water tower. All of a sudden we have missing radio communications with the Secret Service. Christopher Wray can't account for that critical 5 minutes. The director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, she doesn't know anything. She acts like she is completely, she acts like the FBI has all the answers, and the FBI acts like the Secret Service has all the answers. I don't know. That would kind of freak me out to where I wouldn't trust the Secret Service to secure me outdoors. But apparently Donald Trump does. So I don't know. Maybe Trump has more information than I do. He probably does. He probably does. But that also is a sign of strength. It also is a sign that Donald Trump isn't afraid, which is what a leader does. So it's just in one more way Donald Trump is proving that he is a true leader. This is not something that Kamala Harris could even come close to. But Donald Trump's doctor has given us an update on Donald Trump's bullet wound to his ear, his recovery. And this was following the Newsweek article, which made its rounds on Twitter, saying that Trump may have not been shot in the ear, in fact. That's what the article was headlined as. And then they changed the headline a little bit later on to include FBI Director Wray in the headline, but only after it received a lot of blowback. So I don't know if this is a response to that, but probably something like that. But this is what Dr. Ronnie Jackson had to say. He says, as the former physician to the president for President Donald J. Trump, that's a weird way of writing that. As the former physician to the president for President Donald J. Trump, I have continued to monitor his health and well-being along with his primary care physician since the assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, on the evening of July the 13th. The would-be assassin fired multiple rounds from a relatively close distance using a high-powered rifle with one bullet striking the former president and now the Republican nominee for president in his right ear. I have reviewed President Trump's medical records from Butler Memorial Hospital, where he was initially evaluated and treated for a gunshot wound to the right ear. Having served as an emergency medicine physician for over 20 years in the United States Navy, including a combat physician on the battlefield in Iraq, I have treated many gunshot wounds in my career. Based on my direct observation of the injury, my relevant clinical background, and my significant experience evaluating and treating patients with similar wounds, I completely concur with the initial assessment and treatment provided by the doctors and nurses at Butler Memorial Hospital on the day of the shooting. During the congressional hearing 2 days ago, FBI Director Christopher Wray suggested that it could be a bullet, shrapnel, or glass. There is absolutely no evidence that it was anything other than a bullet. Congress should correct the record. As confirmed by both the hospital and myself, Director Wray is wrong and inappropriate to suggest anything else. As a former White House physician for 14 years who served during 3 presidential administrations and served as the appointed physician for both President Obama and President Trump, I fully understand the global significance of this attempt on the life of the former president and the current Republican nominee for president. As such, I want to reassure the American people and the rest of the world that President Trump is doing extremely well. He is rapidly recovering from the gunshot wound to his right ear. I will continue to be available to assist President Trump and his personal physician in any way they see fit, and will provide updates as necessary with the permission of President Trump. Yes. So that was Ronnie Jackson refuting Director Wray, this theory that it could be a glass, it could be shrapnel. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, actually, it's not. Director Wray, what is Director Wray trying to say, that this is all a conspiracy theory? I thought the FBI was against conspiracy theories. It's kind of interesting, right? Because from the onset, Ronnie Jackson, the hospital, they all said that this was a gunshot wound to the ear. There is a video which shows it. There is video that shows the teleprompters that are made of glass. They weren't shattered, so it couldn't have been glass unless glass came from, somewhere else. But that's beside the point. Director Wray, he's always, they're always lamenting the fact that people are coming up with these dangerous conspiracy theories against the intelligence agencies. Oh no, the poor intelligence agencies. So sad. Poor intelligence agency. FBI, CIA, with their insurmountable amount of power and money, billions upon billions of dollars in tendrils that reach all around the world. But poor intelligence agencies, because people have conspiracy theories about them. Oh! But then he's out here questioning the official story from Donald Trump's campaign, Donald Trump's doctor, the Butler Hospital. It's really interesting, right? Wait, so are you saying that they are the ones that get to determine what's true or not? It's kind of what it seems like. They can question official narratives, official stories, information, but you can't. If something seems weird to them, they can question it, but if something seems weird to you, screw you. You disgusting, dirty conspiracy theorist. And they'll whine and complain about all the American people who have all these conspiracy theories against them, when it is quite literally a David versus Goliath scenario. It quite literally is. They get billions of dollars. They have an insane amount of power. They can literally spy on you. They can literally spy on you. Look at the FISA Act. They basically can do whatever the F they want to do, yet they whine and complain about the conspiracy theorists. Insanity, guys. I'll get off my soapbox on that one, and I'm going to digress really quick. Lindsey Graham also demands that FBI Christopher Wray recant testimony, and he says that it is clear that Trump was hit with a bullet. This is what he said in a statement to Honorable Chris Wray. He says, "Dear Director Wray, as ranking member of the United States Senate Committee to the Judiciary, I believe it is very important for you to correct your testimony before Congress on Wednesday when you indicated it is uncertain whether President Donald J. Trump was hit by a bullet, glass, or shrapnel. It is clear to everyone that President Trump survived an assassination attempt by millimeters, as the attempted assassin's bullet ripped the upper part of his ear. This was made clear in briefings my office received and should not be a point of contention. Therefore, I urge you to immediately correct your statement and acknowledge that President Trump was hit by a bullet rather than glass or shrapnel. As head of the FBI, you should not be creating confusion about such matters, as it further undercuts the agency's credibility with millions of Americans. Please correct this immediately." So, following this, I am pleased to announce, ladies and gentlemen, big news. Big, hold on a second, guys. Big news. Wait, I'm trying to fix something here. Something just went horribly wrong on my screen here. All right, here we go. I think I got it. All right, big news, guys. The FBI says that Donald Trump was indeed struck by bullet during an assassination attempt. Wow, look at that. Absolutely incredible, right? So let's read this. I wonder if it was Christopher Wray himself. I don't think it was. Christopher Wray will go before the House of Representatives, the Judiciary Committee, saying, well, it's unclear if it was glass, shrapnel, bullet. But when they get pressured to say, hey, you know what? Everyone knows that it was a bullet. You can see in the video it was a bullet, in pictures that it was a bullet. There's no glass anywhere that shattered. Now it's just coming from the FBI as a whole, not coming directly from Christopher Wray. He's not apologizing for spreading dangerous conspiracy theories because, you know, Director Wray and the FBI, they are very disturbed about dangerous conspiracy theories. But when they share these dangerous conspiracy theories, they're not going to apologize because they're the FBI guys. They have, they get to decide what truth is. They have a monopoly on the truth, apparently. But this is from the AP News. Nearly 2 weeks after Donald Trump's near assassination, the FBI confirmed that it was indeed a bullet that struck the former president's ear, moving to clear up conflicting accounts about what caused the former president's injuries after a gunman opened fire at a Pennsylvania rally. Zoom out a little bit. It's kind of zoomed in. The one-sentence statement from the FBI, just one sentence here, marked the most definitive law enforcement account of Trump's injuries and followed ambiguous comments earlier in the week from Director Christopher Wray that appeared to cast doubt on whether Trump had actually been hit by a bullet. The comment drew fury from Trump and his allies and stoked conspiracy theories that have flourished on both sides of the political aisle amid a dearth of information following the July 13th attack. Up until now, federal law enforcement agencies involved in the investigations, including the FBI and Secret Service, had refused to provide information about what caused Trump's injuries. Trump's campaign has also declined to release medical records from the hospital where he was first treated or to make the doctors there available for questions. You know what else? The House Oversight Committee, Judiciary Committee, FBI has not made available the testimonies of those officers who got in the confrontation with Thomas Matthew Crooks to see what happened in the minutes after that. Who did he contact? That's what I want to know. Who cares about this whole shrapnel bullet thing. I don't care. Get that guy in here. Why are we calling Christopher Wray that all he does is lie? Why are we calling Kimberly Cheadle, who is just trying to cover her own butt, was trying to cover her own butt? Now she resigned. Yay. And then the other guy, the Pennsylvania police commissioner, who gave a couple decent answers, but these people, they're just trying to cover their own butts. We need the people who were there. The guy who hoisted himself up onto the roof, got in a confrontation with Thomas Matthew Crooks before the would-be assassination happened. We still don't know what happened after that. Who did he contact? So if he contacted somebody, what did that guy do? Why did it not go around the chain and get back to the Secret Service agents that were around Donald Trump, and why did they not pull him off the stage? That is really all we need to focus on in this entire thing. All the other stuff is just all fluff. They saw, rally goers saw the guy. The police saw the guy. When the police made contact with the guy, what happened in the seconds after that? Who did he contact? That's what we need to know. But moving on, I thought I had a truth from Donald Trump. I might have saved it and then I got rid. I don't know what happened to it, but he did call for Christopher Wray to step down. In fact, let me try to find this really fast. No, I was signed out of True Social, of course. I don't know what's going on with my computer lately, guys. I get signed out of things like my Twitter. It's like every other time I turn on my computer, my Twitter gets signed out. My True Social was just signed out of. I don't know. I don't get what's going on. Maybe my computer is compromised. I sure hope not. But moving on, guys. Trump meets with Benjamin Netanyahu. Yes. Look at him. And pulls him in with his handshake. Look at this. Letting him know who's boss. Yeah, that's right. America first, big guy. Yeah, that's right. You come to us for money. America first, big guy. Yeah, you know who's boss. That's right. Donald J. Trump. Yeah, that's right. You know who's boss. So good to see Trump still got it. RFK Jr. Moving on to the Bitcoin conference. This one's kind of cool. RFK Jr. and Tucker Carlson were spotted on a bus together heading to the crypto Bitcoin conference. Here they are. Let's take a look at this.
We're going to do a groupie video.
Yeah, we are.
We just commandeered this bus. We commandeered the bus. Our ride disappeared on us, and we jumped on this bus. They gave us a ride to dinner with Tucker.
Yes,
and
we
everyone.
did.
Thank you, everyone. Hey.
Kimberly Guilfoyle there.
I love the Bitcoin.
Thank you, guys.
What won't they do?
Nothing. I like this.
So that looks like a good time. I kind of wish I was there. Why wasn't I invited, Tucker Carlson? What are you doing? I want to go. That looks like fun, man. Seeing Don Jr. and Tucker Carlson together. I mean, come on. That looks like a party. I would love to party with Tucker Carlson. That'd be just a blast. He just looks like a fun guy, man. He just looks like a fun guy. Moving on. RFK says that Trump may announce plans for the U.S. to buy 1 million Bitcoin. Wow. U.S. economy buying 1 million Bitcoin might be a good idea. Let's hear him out. Listen.
Monetary discipline to the Fed and to restore the dollar as the unchallenged global reserve currency. And just as Bitcoin can fortify the dollar, it can also secure America's position in cyberspace. I understand that tomorrow President Trump may announce his plan to build a Bitcoin Fort Knox and authorize the U.S. government to buy 1 million Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. And I applaud that announcement, and we should all applaud it. I hope that President Trump's commitment to Bitcoin is more than political expediency.
So he says that he believes or he hopes that Donald Trump will build a Bitcoin Fort Knox. What do you guys think of that? As On one side, I think I like it. You know, I believe we need to invest in technology like this. But at the same time, could this be one step closer to a global digital currency slipping right underneath our nose? I'm just saying, guys, I'm a big fan of Bitcoin. I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency. I've been successful and I've been devastatingly a failure at crypto, trading crypto. But generally I'm for it. But you kind of got to look at also, you know, the world seems to be edging towards globalism. Is this one of the things that they can use as a global digital currency? That's essentially what it is if you look at it. But this is pretty incredible, guys. This was released, I believe, by my good friend, Mr. Reagan on YouTube. I believe he made this video. Not entirely sure where it came from. It came from his account. And then it was shared by Elon Musk right here. Look at this. Elon Musk shares this. He says, this is amazing. Just a disclaimer. This is just a parody, okay, guys? So this is a parody of Kamala Harris's campaign ad. And I think it's pretty incredible. Watch.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Significance to the passage of time.
I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden.
Oh my God, Mr. Reagan knocked it out of the park with that one. Let me tell you, that was so perfect. My favorite part was the passage of time thing where she goes in this loop, circular loop, talking about the significance of the passage of time. So good, man. I love it, man. This is what I meant when I said I hoped Kamala Harris would actually be the nominee, because the content coming out about Kamala Harris would just be absolutely incredible. And that is just one of them. So good. Yes. Now, Kamala Harris, of course, we all know, was in fact the border czar. Say it 1,000 times. Border czar, border czar, border czar, border czar, border czar. Yes. Say it until the media's ears fall off, because they don't like you saying that. They don't like people pointing out that, hey, look at Kamala Harris was a border czar, and hey, look at the border. Wide open. We have 15 million illegal aliens that have come into our country since Joe Biden took office with this crazy lady, Kamala Harris. And they're trying to rein in this talk about Kamala Harris being the border czar, and they're lying to the American people, saying that she is not the border czar and never was the border czar. Yet you can look back in the past where they themselves, just about every single liberal media outlet out there has said in the past or has talked about Kamala Harris being the border czar. And I believe it was yesterday I showed you guys this mashup of then versus now of these media companies juxtaposed with the same brands. It's like ABC, 3 years ago, ABC now. CNN 3 years ago, CNN now. And it was 3 years ago, they're talking about Kamala Harris being in charge of the border, being a border czar. And now they're saying Kamala Harris was never the border czar. So they don't like that. They know that's a massive weak spot for Kamala Harris. So very important. We always refer to Kamala Harris as border czar Kamala Harris. Border czar Kamala, yes. But to remind her about her being the border czar, this is, I love this. I love the antics. 100 illegal aliens were dropped off in Kamala's yard at her residence in D.C. Watch this.
Breaking news for you. This has been a busy morning already. We are going live to pictures from Washington, D.C., and the latest report is that there have been immigrants by bus dropped off at Vice President Kamala Harris's residence. This is just outside her home. You can see from these pictures dozens, I would say more than 100. I don't know if there are multiple hundreds of people outside on the lawn there, but
it's just standing there.
Number of people outside, not the White House, but Vice President Harris's home address. You are looking live in Washington, D.C. This is the latest breaking news, potentially another contention between Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and the northeastern cities that he has deemed a home for those who have crossed illegally into the country, getting the attention of the federal government. That's what he says his intentions are, to make sure that they know exactly what border towns along our border with Mexico are actually dealing with. The inundation of people, a lack of resources. Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser has now asked for the federal government to step in. They have not taken any action yet. But, Mitch, this is certainly the sight to see, all of these people just standing around on the front yard of the Vice President of the United States.
Yes, this is the Naval Observatory there in
Washington. Say that one more time.
This is the Naval Observatory there, and that is the official residence of the vice president. So Kamala Harris is living and working there, and these immigrant buses have been dropped off right there. They've been put in her lap, essentially. It seems like this is an increasingly aggressive campaign, not only from Governor Abbott, but you just heard Dre Clark's report about migrants being sent to Martha's Vineyard. Now, that's an island, so he's flying them from Florida on a plane to Martha's Vineyard. Now you have immigrants being dropped off in front of the vice president's residence. The goal of these border governors is to bring this issue home to people that don't usually have to deal with it. Governors Abbott in Texas, Ducey in Arizona, now DeSantis in Florida have been saying for months this shouldn't be just our problem. And in the last 3 or 4 months or so, they have decided it's not just going to be our problem. And you are seeing evidence of that at the Naval Observatory.
So this is absolutely incredible. And people that talk against this, hey, they're just raising awareness to a problem that they themselves are experiencing. Governor Abbott, of course, is the governor of Texas. It's his state, one of the border states of Mexico. It's his state that has seen the vast majority of these illegal aliens coming over the border. Yes. So he's been the one that is busing these illegal aliens to different states. I think he sent a lot to Chicago, Martha's Vineyard. And these are the rich, ultra wealthy people who are very much in favor of all these illegal aliens coming over the border. But when they get sent to Martha's Vineyard, all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden, whoa. Whoa. We don't want them here, though. Just incredible, guys. The hypocrisy. Disgusting. And then it's when Governor Abbott does this, they get very upset that he's doing these things. Not because they're against what he's doing per se, but it points out their hypocrisy. And they know it. They know it points out their hypocrisy. But we got some good news here, guys. It looks like the American people aren't as dumb as we think. This is according to a YouGov poll. This is very bad for Kamala, actually. This is very, very bad. I was actually surprised when I saw this. YouGov did a poll. 90% of Americans believe she is complicit in Biden health cover-up, according to this new poll. Top points in this poll. Number one, there is overwhelming belief in Harris's complicity. The poll reveals that 92% of Americans believe Vice President Kamala Harris knew about President Joe Biden's failing health and helped cover it up, with significant agreement across political lines. So this is a very big problem for Kamala, because it doesn't look like very many people trust Kamala Harris. I mean, when you're just lying directly to someone's face, and I always say the lie about Biden was almost worse than a normal lie, because it wasn't just a lie that you're trying to hide the truth. It was a lie where people could see the truth, yet you treated them like they were stupid and they couldn't see it. And you told them different information than what their eyes were observing. So not only were you lying to people, but you were treating them like they were dumb. Like, I can see with my own eyes that Joe Biden is declining. But yet the media companies prior to the debate and Kamala Harris prior to the debate ran cover for him and just outright lied about it. Kind of like the media in the White House is now outright lying about Kamala Harris being the border czar in the past. Same, I mean, leopard don't change its spots, okay? Trump leads in key issues. The poll shows former President Donald Trump leading Harris by 2 points overall, with Trump dominating on the economy, immigration, foreign policy, and crime, while Harris, this is to be expected, leads on abortion and environmental issues. Number 3, decline in readiness for a female president. Public belief in the readiness of the U.S. to elect a female president has dropped to 54 from 63% in 2015. I blame Kamala Harris for that. I believe she has pushed that, thing back about 10 years. I mean, America was almost ready for a female president, and then Kamala Harris stepped in. They're like, wait a second, maybe we should think about this a little bit more. Thanks, Kamala. If you are a female wanting to run for president, you can thank Kamala, okay, for making all of America not want a female president anymore for a while now. This was kind of a weird video, guys. This is of Kamala Harris's husband. He was answering a question on CNN about Israel. And I don't know, guys, tell me, does something seem a little bit off about this guy? He seems just a tad bit effeminate to me. He's going around in his chair like this, and his voice, I don't know, guys, something a little bit off about him. That's just me. Listen.
Let me just make this clear. Vice President Harris has been and will be a strong supporter of Israel as a secure, democratic, and Jewish state, and she will always ensure that Israel can defend itself, period. That's who Kamala Harris is.
Guys, I don't know, guys. Here, I'll play it. Yeah, you can look. He's sitting there doing a interview on CNN. He's going around like this, and he sounds like he's like almost giggly. What is up with these people? Why are they so freaking weird? What kind of meds are the Harrises on? That's what I want to know. What kind of meds are in Kamala Harris's medicine cabinet? And did her husband get into that medicine cabinet? Do they take the same medication? What is going on here, guys? Investigations need to be had. This is insane. This is crazy. These people are literally one step away from the White House. We're screwed if that happens, guys. We're absolutely screwed. And you know what else? We're even more screwed than you even think, guys. I'm sorry to be such a black pill this morning. I'm not trying to be negative, but there's some negative stuff that happened. The Olympics, the 2024 Olympics are going on right now, guys. I'm sorry to even show you guys this stuff. This is disgusting. The 2024 opening ceremony featured, Olympics opening ceremony, featured strange, like anti-American symbolism, sacrilegious imagery, and drag queens. Yes, I can't play the sound, guys, because it's like some copyrighted music, I'm assuming. Let me mute this. Look at this. This is the 2024 Olympics opening ceremony. Look at that weirdness, guys. Look at that reenactment of the Last Supper right there at the Paris opening ceremony. Let me bring this full screen here. Look at that. Drag queens, a overweight individual in the middle, and a child. If you look, 3 people to her right, the person in the middle to her right is a child. So just very, very odd imagery, guys. Not to, I refuse to watch the Olympics if they do stuff like this. It's sacrilegious. They know what they're doing. This is intentional, I believe. So that is our Olympics. This is the event that's supposed to bring the world together, right? And that is what they are showing in the opening ceremony. I remember watching the opening ceremony years ago in the Olympics, and it's in the past just been beautiful, inspiring. And yet that is what they're showing now. And that's not it, guys. Look at this. Opening, this is a TV animation for the Olympics. This is the opening ceremony before it played. Showed the Statue of Liberty beaten and battered, and it appears it has bullet holes in the Statue of Liberty. Yes, that is the imagery of the United States right there. Statue of Liberty, of course, represents the United States, and beaten and battered. Not that I disagree with that. I believe we are. But pretty disrespectful. And what else is kind of gross here, guys? Another scene. This is probably the most disgusting one. Right here. Look at this. Have a problem. Excuse me. Please tell me. Also, I mean, it's just it's crazy, guys. Look at this. During the opening ceremony, they showed a pale horse. And I'm not trying to get too much into the religious symbolism here, but this opening ceremony is just full of it. And I don't know if you guys know much about the symbolism in the Bible, but in the Bible, the pale horse symbolizes death. Yes, symbolizes death. And this is in a verse, I believe. Let's see here. I looked it up. I forget the actual verse, but I looked up the verse, and here's the verse I have right here. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So, extreme religious symbolism in the Olympics. I mean, that can't be a coincidence. All that, I mean, that was definitely the Last Supper. Okay? That was definitely the pale horse. That you can't, there's nothing, no other way to interpret that. They had to get that symbolism from somewhere. These things are made very carefully. So, sacrilegious imagery at the Olympics. Very interesting. But guys, I'm happy to report that Mitt Romney absolutely loved it. This is what Mitt Romney tweeted about the Paris opening Olympic ceremony. If you had any other reason to dislike this guy, here you go. Mitt Romney tweeted from his personal account, the Paris 2024 opening ceremony showcased the world's most beautiful city, imaginative, inventive, and memorable. The performance by Celine Dion touched hearts. She epitomized the Olympic spirit with her determination, courage, and incomparable talent. So, Mitt Romney, for sure, one of them. For sure, one of them. One of the elite. Let's just say that. Yes. Moving on to JD Vance, guys. Let's get out of the satanic Olympics for a while. JD Vance says that people with kids should pay a lower tax than people without kids. And how is this even controversial? But Kamala Harris's campaign, it's tweeted out by Colin Rugg, has apparently come out against tax rates for having children while trying to slam JD Vance for his past comments on this. During a previous interview with Charlie Kirk, Vance explains how he thinks people with children should be taxed less so they can take care of their kids. It sounds pretty logical, right? And he has a quote. I'll play the video in a second. The Harris campaign comes out against JD Vance on this. This is one of their attacks on JD Vance. And he continues, the Harris campaign appears to want to keep taxes high for families trying to take care of their children, as they are relentlessly slamming this clip below. So this is the clip that the Kamala Harris campaign is viciously coming out against.
Go back to something I said earlier about we need to reward the things that we think are good and punish the things that we think are bad. So you talk about tax policy. Let's tax the things that are bad and not tax the things that are good. If you're making $100,000, $400,000 a year, and you've got 3 kids, you should pay a different, lower tax rate than if you're making the same amount of money and you don't have any kids. It's that simple.
I totally agree.
Okay, guys. I just got a notification, pop-up notification on my phone. And it was a tweet from the Donald J. Trump campaign. I almost laughed out loud when I saw it. But all I saw on my pop-up notification on my phone while that video was playing, not to interrupt it, but was Obama is back and he hates Andrew. That's all I saw. Obama is back and he hates Andrew. Obama hates me? What? What did I do to Obama? Come on, Trump. What? That's all I saw when I was watching this video. My phone buzzed, looked at it. But yeah, so JD Vance, very logical, right? The birth rate in this country is down very drastically. So what do? You want to incentivize people to have kids. That's just one of many incentives for people to have kids. Hey, you want lower taxes? Have kids. Or make it less of a burden for them to have kids. But apparently this is not something that Kamala Harris really understands. I don't think that Democrats even understand what incentive structures are. I really don't think they do. Or they think they're evil or something like that. But Mike Davis, he tweeted about this, and I thought this was a great tweet. He said, Kamala Harris wants to use federal taxpayer dollars to pay for late-term abortions, but Kamala Harris criticizes JD Vance for supporting the federal tax credit. In other words, okay, I won't read that part. She will pay to off kids, but she won't pay to raise kids. So this is Kamala Harris. That might be kind of hard to see. But Kamala Harris says, and this is a tweet. It's ridiculous that the GOP wants to defund Planned Parenthood and restrict access to critical reproductive care. And then this is where she attacks JD Vance for this video, this little interview with Charlie Kirk. Kamala HQ, JD Vance says adults without children should have their taxes raised because we should punish the things that we think are bad. No, he didn't say that. He said that adults with children should have their taxes cut. It's very different what's between that and what you said. But let's look a little bit more into this, guys. This is an article by the National Pulse. This, wish I could zoom in a little bit, but this doesn't really change much. But Team Kamala comes out against tax credits. Media allies of presumptive Democratic Party presidential nominee Kamala Harris are attacking the Republican vice presidential nominee, Senator JD Vance, over his support for the child tax credit. Then we already heard what JD Vance said. ABC News, which claims to have unearthed the publicly available clip, so they're acting like this is big news. Like, oh, look, we caught J.D. Vance saying something bad. Not really. Appears to have wholly adopted the talking points provided by Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, falsely stating that Vance wants to help raise taxes on families without children. This raises the question, why does Harris's own spin suggest she now opposes the popular child tax credit? Harris, who has no children of her own but 2 stepchildren from her marriage to Douglas Imhoff, has included changes to the child tax credit in policy and legislative proposals while serving as vice president and U.S. Senator for California. Yet out of political expediency, the Harris campaign, through its media proxies, appears to have reversed course on the credit in attacking Vance. So this is not a very good look for Kamala Harris, who is against the child tax credit. That's actually insanity. That's actually insanity. We have some more clips, or another clip from Benny Johnson, who was in Butler, Pennsylvania the other day, kind of doing his own investigation into the area. And in this video, he focuses on the water tower. I thought this was kind of interesting because I didn't really get to see a very good look at the water tower. I thought it was like one of these super, super tall water towers. And that might have been why they didn't put a sniper up on the water tower. I asked this question too. What Benny Johnson is asking right here. And by the way, this water tower isn't that tall. It's tall. It's the tallest building in the area, or tallest structure in the area, but it's not that tall to where it'd be hard to see. But Benny Johnson says the question is not whether there was a shooter on the water tower, but why wasn't there a sniper on the water tower? Like from the Secret Service, because that's perfect Overwatch. From the vantage point of the water tower, that would have been a perfect Overwatch perch. Look at this. This is the water tower. Benny Johnson, I believe he has a whole documentary film thing that he's making about this, but watch.
Why was there no one on the water tower? The question isn't, was there a shooter on the water tower? The question is, why wasn't there a shooter on the water tower? Because this was where Crooks was, right there. This would have been the best vantage point for any sniper. Why wasn't there?
So that's where Crooks was. There's a water tower. That's like a perfect height to see everything at this rally. It's not like sky high. It's not super tall.
I was able to shoot President Trump from right there, and it's just unspeakably close. It's a football field. It's incredibly close, and none of this area.
And it's close by.
None of it.
Thank you, sir.
Insane, guys. Absolutely insane. So I thought that was interesting. I wasn't really sure how close the water tower was to the rally area, or was to Crooks, and I wasn't sure how high it was. You know, some of these water towers are like freaking telephone antennas. They're so high. Maybe not that high. They're not as high as cell phone towers. But some of them are really, really high. That one was just kind of like, a medium height water tower right there at the rally grounds. Perfect for a vantage point for a sniper to have a kind of an eagle's eye look at everything that was going on in the rally. But no one was up there? What? Give me a break. That's crazy. There's no way. There is no way. Last one we're going to talk about, guys. New report, guys. Pentagon. The Pentagon has lost more billions. Yes. Insane. They lost $8.2 billion in relation to accounting errors in Ukraine aid. Color me surprised. No way. Oh, wow. Where's this 8.2? I don't know. Have you guys ever seen that meme with that little girl with like the blonde hair? Like, that's the Pentagon. It's insane, guys. But on July the 25th, the U.S. Government Accountability Office, yeah, right. Government accountability. Who's ever heard of that? released a damning report revealing an additional $2 billion in accounting errors related to the Pentagon's aid to Ukraine. Oh, wow. This discovery compounds the $6.2 billion overestimation previously disclosed, bringing the total to an alarming $8.2 billion in misallocated funds. The discrepancies arose from the Pentagon's use of replacement value instead of depreciated value. Really? That's just normal insurance terms. Replacement value, depreciated value. Oh my gosh, do we have idiots in the Pentagon? In calculating the aid provided under the Presidential Drawdown Authority. Mistake. Oh, this was a mistake. The PDA, authorized by Foreign Assistance Acts of 1961, allows the president to direct the transfer of defense articles and services from the U.S. stocks to address foreign crises. Since August 2021, this authority has enabled nearly $24 billion in drawdowns for Ukraine. In 2023, the Department of Defense acknowledged that it may have misvalued certain defense articles by approximately $6.2 billion. This amount, still available for use under PDA, was a major issue highlighted by the GAO. The Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023 mandated the GAO to audit and investigate the valuation of defense articles provided to Ukraine. The continued revelation of these errors raised critical questions about where the misallocated funds have gone. Yeah, I wonder. I think that's what's on all of our mind. Where, if they misallocated all these funds, that's like an insane amount of money. It's like a monstrosity of an amount of money. Where does it go? Okay. It's not like you can just, oh, wow, we just accidentally lost $8.2 billion. I don't know. It's not like losing your car keys. Where are your car keys? I don't know. It's like, imagine your car keys were the size of Mount Everest. That's what it's like. Where are your car keys? And there's a giant Mount Everest-sized car key in your backyard. Oh, found it. Thought I lost it, but there it is. Hilarious. As the U.S. government struggles to manage its expenditures, the substantial overestimations in aid funding underscore the need for greater accountability and precision in financial reporting. So, of course, I don't think any of us have high hopes for government accountability and greater reporting. I don't know about you guys, but I know I don't. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the show for the day. Thank you for hanging out and watching. Let's get to the chat. How are you guys doing on this Saturday? How's it going, everybody? How's everyone doing? Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. It's a good day. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Who do we got in the chat? Scoop says, insurance companies are such a scam. Yes, they are. Well, I mean, sometimes you need them, but sometimes they can scam you. Dr. Insomni says, Democrats are anti-family. It sure seems like it. C. Sydney says, Christopher Wray just showed what a little person he is and that he wants to negate any kindness that he has been shared with President Trump because of his injury. President Trump is twice a man. Agreed. Wow, look at all of these emojis. Wow. Of course, we got Michelle C. in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for modding, Michelle. She says, are you going to stream the rally tonight? I don't believe I am. Not tonight. Kathy LaBelle says, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for watching, Kathy. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the show for today. Seems like sometimes as soon as I get to the end of the show, all the comments slow down. Or you guys are just throwing in the emojis. These emojis that you guys throw into the chat, those are the ones that like fill up the screen. Remember, guys, if you type in emojis to the chat, if you type in emojis, they float up on the screen. Storm Chaser says, good morning. Storm Chaser, I thought you were a member. Didn't you give like 25 memberships away on my stream like 3 days ago, and you're not yourself a member? Bro, you need to join as a member. What the heck, man? Come on. If you guys want to join as a member and get access to the members only Discord chat, ultra secret, unwoke thoughts. We call ourselves the Unwokals, okay? Consider joining as a member. Get access to the members chat. I have the link posted in the members area. So click the link in the description in this video. It should be right there. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I'm going to hop off here. I hope everyone has a fantastic morning. Before we get off here, before I hop off here, make sure you leave a like on this video, guys. It really helps me out a lot. Gets me seen in more feeds. Okay? And also, if you enjoyed this video and you learned something, consider subscribing. And if you'd like to support the show, consider becoming a member. I'd really appreciate it. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Have a great Saturday. Have a great Sunday. And I'll see you very soon on the next one. Monday morning, bright and early, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification button to catch that. Have a fantastic weekend. God bless.